Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Pretty Violent, issue number 1. This comic book is a case study in why you should look up what the comic book is about before you actually start reading it, because it might help you figure out what the frag is going on, man. Wow, I was not expecting this comic inside of this comic. This is, wow. Let's just get talking about who made this comic book, and then we'll talk a little bit about it itself. Pretty Violent, with lots of swears, created by and drawn by and co-written by, with covers by, and a brain aneurysm by Derek Hunter. At the very least, it's the reason why I'm going to have a nervous tick for the rest of the night, that's for sure. Jason Young is also the co-writer, colors by Spencer Holt, and cover B is by Ryan Oatley and Nathan Fairbairn. This is an Image Comics Incorporated production, so publication, I should say. So there's a bunch of characters in here. They're supposed to be very similar to Marvel characters, and then there's this character, Pretty Violent, who's kind of a bad guy. But is she? I don't know. I got to the end of this and I realized this was made by the guy who's doing Adventure Time. I don't know if he's doing that. I've never watched or read Adventure Time. I've seen the sword being sold in Saudi Arabia when I was there. It was in the kids store there. One of the many, many kids stores there, the toy stores. And yeah, I didn't understand it. I'm like, what is this Adventure Time thing? What's this thing this guy has on his head and stuff? I don't understand this stuff. But the kids, they were like, oh, that's kind of cool. I see this on the TV. It's, yeah. So I don't have any experience with it. So I didn't get this comic book myself. I was literally reading this comic book and I kept waiting for the dream sequence to end because I thought this comic book is so completely out there and nothing in this comic book makes sense that at some point this little girl is going to wake up and realize this is all just a dream and she's just having nervous jitters about her first day being a superhero. Right? Now, I personally, my comic book experience is one that would have made a really great story. This, for me, yeah, there was a story here. You finally realize that at the very end, but for the most part, yeah, eh. This feels more like the KISS acronym kind of comic book. Keep it simple, stupid, right? That's not a bad thing if it's what appeals to you. So, if you like a comic book that curses a lot, has that really weird, out there, freaky deaky art, is gonna, I don't know, man, take you places where just like, this stuff isn't real, is it? It almost feels like you can get hurt reading this comic book, physically. When all things get put together, I don't know, I just look at it as, if you're into this kind of comic book, I think you're going to love this comic book. But since I'm not, I don't. Don't have any problems with it. I just don't feel the need to read an issue 2 about this kind of a comic book. So don't take my, I don't almost lackadaisical tone with this comic book as me not liking it. It's just, I don't know. I wasn't a target audience. That's all. Anyway, guys, I would definitely consider going and checking out a reviewer, be it written or be it video, like what I'm doing. Find somebody who's actually going to like the comic book and check out the things that that person agrees with you on if you do like this comic book. But definitely don't take me as the final word, especially if this is the stuff that's right up your alley. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.